Day 2 of paperwork, and Lynn is driving.
Yeah.
On our way back out to Coles Park, we spread our paperwork out, and sorry, I'm paying attention. This is the first time Lynn's driven in Victoria.
Yeah.
Roads are roads. I don't know why there's a difference, but there is. Anyway, she's under the wheel, or behind the wheel. That's the main thing. Not under the wheel, behind the wheel. Okay, so let's have a walk down here. Now, one thing we take for granted in Western countries is our parks, and like ocean access and parks like this where they're just put aside. So other countries have them, but they're not necessarily always accessible, and anything that could be capitalized on, of course, is going to be, you know, removed from the public's ability to use it. Not saying that we have to restrict everything, of course, just, you know, have some balance. And so when I was younger, I'd drive into a parking lot like that, and why the hell haven't we got this thing paved? And now I'm just, forget all that. Just thankful we got the darn things. One of the criteria that we're looking at if we don't get a beachfront property is there formal barangay / city access to the water without this continually having to pay, because a lot of these places have little huts and stuff. The Filipinos, of course, don't like to be in the sun, and so they all want to go to the beach where they can have a hut. So if we do look at farmland, it's going to have some beach access within a reasonable, say, motorcycle distance. And of course, when I say motorcycle distance, I'm talking the little Mios and stuff like that, right? So it's not like you would drive from Cebu to, say, the tip of Cebu Island and do that on a little Mio. You might do it if you were going to move the bike up there, but you wouldn't do it as just for a holiday. You'd be exhausted by the time you got there, and you'd be exhausted getting back. So, not to say that we won't get a car, because there are advantages to having a car. Motorcycles get pulled over pretty regularly in the Philippines, and where we live, in Clark right now, they do tend to leave the foreigners alone. Kind of a double standard there, but what they're really trying to do there is make sure that everybody's got insurance, and that, you know, it's not likely a foreigner's gonna, or sorry, registered. It's not like a foreigner's gonna have an unregistered bike. Because the plate stays with the vehicle forever. You don't get a new plate when you transfer ownership. As a matter of fact, you have to have, even if the bike sold 6 times, you still have to have the original paperwork from the original owner, which at times can be tough, because the business that John does, he buys and fixes up motorcycles and then sells them again. And so making sure that all the registration is there on the day of the sale. He doesn't do negotiating. He just arrives, and you better have everything there. Don't have it there, he starts deducting money off the price, because now he's got to spend more time you know, where he could be fixing a bike rather than, you know, doing all the negotiating side. Be prepared to sell. I'll have all of your stuff there. So I'm not going to go down to the beach. My knee has been giving me a few troubles. So I'm just going to leave it there. It's nice down there. I can see why everybody's pulling in here to use their paddle boards and stuff. Okay, let's see if we can find another trail. I'll meet you there. Okay, let's take the side road. You won't find any blackberries under this kind of cover. They need way more sun. Only dense leafy or needle-based trees. That's the other route back down to the water. There's Lynn. And again, we're back at Coles Park, Regional Park. Oh, start the paperwork now. We've actually had good luck so far. We've had 2 hotels reply back to us with clearly defined direction, and a lot of it cites the Department of Health and the airlines and such, and where to get the PCR tests, etc. We have also determined that no, we do not need a negative PCR to get on the plane, but it is a Canada requirement to go into the airport to fly out, so that is our requirement to do that. And we will obviously book our appointment for 72 hours in advance, but that's 72 hours. If the government changes this negative PCR test requirement, of course we'll pass on it. And dang, those ones are just out of reach. I can't get to those pups. Okay, time to get at the paperwork. Day 2.